The WNBA has formally issued a warning to Caitlin Clark, the league spokesperson and the rookie who revolutionized women's basketball. Not because of something she said. For her actions off the court. Not for anything she did on it. Yes, exactly. The WNBA is now investigating Caitlin Clark for her recent attendance at a significant golf event. Additionally, the response from players, sponsors, and fans is tremendous. We're dissecting the actual events, the reasons behind the WNBA's warning, and how this might permanently alter Caitlin's future today. The WNBA offseason was expected to be quiet, but Caitlin Clark made headlines once more. This time, a golf club in hand rather than a basketball. The 23-year-old Indiana Fever player stole the stage when he showed up at the LPGA Pro-Am Celebrity Invitational, a charity tournament that included well-known golf and entertainment personalities. The fans were ecstatic. She laughed with other athletes, proudly wore her Indiana Fever apparel, and even made a few spectacular drives that led pundits to liken her swing to that of a seasoned pro. Within hours, videos of Caitlin playing golf became viral. #Caitlin on the greens became popular on Instagram and X. However, as her fame grew, another thing began to simmer in the background. League officials weren't nearly as thrilled with her moment in the spotlight. A few days following the golf tournament, many league-affiliated sources verified that Caitlin Clark had received an official warning from the WNBA for what they described as an unapproved media participation. Insiders claim that the league was offended that Caitlin's golf participation featured sponsorship visibility that could have gone against the terms of the WNBA's current marketing contracts. It appears that Clark's golf attire featured tiny logos for companies she personally supports, brands that weren't listed as official league sponsors. To put it briefly, Caitlin Clark wasn't purposefully breaking any rules, but the league's promotional conduct guideline included a clause that was activated by her sponsorship visibility and simple presence. According to reports, she received a formal message from the WNBA reminding her management team that any public or commercial engagements related to sporting events within the current WNBA calendar must be authorized or vetted through proper channels. They requested that she get permission before attending the golf outing. The response was swift and intense. The league was criticized by fans for what many perceived to be a trivial action. They said that the WNBA was focusing on Caitlin Clark while neglecting the league's much more serious problems. From discrepancies in TV ratings to attendance issues. A reader posted on X, they should be thanking Caitlin Clark for bringing attention to the WNBA, not warning her for playing golf. Another claimed that until Caitlin appeared, the league didn't give a damn about promotion. All of a sudden, they have tight rules about sponsorships. A few sports commentators even joined in. One commentator during the lengthy discussion on ESPN's panel stated, "It seems like the WNBA is unsure of how to manage its own star power. They are limiting Caitlin Clark's millions of dollars in free publicity rather than embracing it." However, not everyone supported her. According to reports, some WNBA veterans supported the league, saying that the regulations are in place for a purpose. "We must all adhere to the same code," stated one participant who wished to remain nameless. "She doesn't get to skip the process just because she's popular." Behind the scenes, insiders indicate that the WNBA's warning extended beyond contracts and logos. It has to do with control. The impact of Caitlin Clark has increased more quickly than anyone anticipated. She sells more goods than almost any seasoned player. Even in the off-season, she draws more sponsors than whole WNBA teams, and her games command the highest TV ratings. League executives are uneasy about that kind of autonomous authority. The Athletic reported that a number of WNBA marketing partners believe that Caitlin's personal business dealings, particularly those with Nike, Gatorade, and State Farm, took center stage. They claim that the golf event was the last straw since it demonstrated to the globe that Caitlin Clark could garner media attention independently of the WNBA. An executive was even cited as asking, "What happens to the league brand if every player starts doing their own thing?" It's a legitimate query, but it also highlights the developing conflict between the WNBA's controlled marketing system and Caitlin Clark's worldwide brand. What was Caitlin Clark's reaction, then? True to her personality, with poise, composure, and a hint of humor, Caitlin refrained from directly criticizing the league when questioned about the warning. "I've always loved competing, regardless of the sport," she stated simply. "I'm committed to doing everything in my power to properly represent my team, my sponsors, and the supporters." According to people close to her, she is quietly frustrated despite her well-crafted remark. Caitlin was perplexed and disturbed that something as innocuous as a charity golf event could cause controversy, according to one insider. "It's like they want to keep me in a box, but that's not who I am," she allegedly said to friends. Her followers now use the phrase, "keep me in a box," as a rallying cry on the internet. The WNBA's decision has drawn criticism for a significant double standard. NBA players frequently participate in fashion shows, sponsorship events, and celebrity golf tournaments without any problems from the league office. For instance, the NBA honors Steph Curry's participation in golf tournaments each summer while sporting enormously branded underwear. Why, then, is Caitlin Clark receiving different treatment? According to analysts, it boils down to control and visibility. Caitlin's level of worldwide recognition at this early stage of her career is unprecedented in the WNBA. Her golf appearance was therefore more than simply a pastime. It was a declaration. It demonstrated that she could command attention even when she entered other sports markets. That is both dangerous and powerful to the league. Fans find it encouraging. According to sources inside the Indiana Fever locker room, Caitlin has the full backing of her teammates. According to reports, seasoned athletes reassured her that the league's warning was a teaching lesson for all. In a press conference, head coach Christy Sides even cracked jokes. "The next time Caitlin wants to play golf, we'll all go support her." However, opinions vary around the league. In private, some players from opposing teams expressed dissatisfaction about Caitlin's constant attention-grabbing behavior. "We've been doing community work for years," a seasoned celebrity reportedly told a reporter. "It becomes noteworthy when she does it." The gap between the WNBA's new era of celebrity power and its traditional leadership has grown significantly, as evidenced by that comment alone. If you follow the money, everything will become obvious. Because of her huge endorsement and nil deals, Caitlin Clark is already among the most paid female athletes in America. She didn't just show up at the golf event. It was a component of a charitable collaboration between LPGA and Nike, two companies that have made significant investments in Caitlin's reputation. She increased brand awareness and met sponsor commitments by going. This is where it becomes complicated, though. Any appearance that publicly promotes its players, particularly if it incorporates their team identity, will earn the WNBA a percentage. The league considers Caitlin's wearing of her Fever-branded clothing on the course to be league-related visibility, so she ought to have submitted consent documents beforehand. Put otherwise, it has nothing to do with golf. It has to do with media rights and money. Through sports media, the story quickly gained popularity. The warning was carried by Fox Sports, ESPN, Bleacher Report, and even Golf Digest, all of which presented it in a unique way. Some referred to it as a small miscommunication. Some referred to it as evidence of league insecurity. Sports radio broadcasters debated for days whether Caitlin Clark was being unfairly singled out or if she was simply learning about the economic side of professional sports. However, the vast majority of her supporters took her side. Nearly 82% of fans thought the WNBA overreacted to the golf appearance, according to social media polls. NBA players also voiced their opinions, with one unnamed player telling reporters, "Why stop her if she's contributing to the game's growth? Instead of warning her, the league need to compensate her for attending." According to insiders, Caitlin has no intention of ceasing to participate in charity competitions, brand displays, or golf events in spite of the warning. She is really said to be participating in another celebrity golf challenge later this year, and the WNBA might be forced to accept it this time. Because of her increasing impact, the league benefits from every appearance, whether it be on television, hardwood, or grass. Additionally, Caitlin Clark is uncontrollable, according to one insider. "All you can do is try to stay up with her." Caitlin Clark's path is ultimately about more than just basketball. Redefining what is feasible for female athletes is the goal. She is simultaneously shattering the stereotype of what a WNBA player should be: an athlete, a brand, and a cultural symbol. Whether deliberate or not, the league's warning simply serves to emphasize how strong she has grown. Because it's obvious that Caitlin Clark has already surpassed the game when her lone golf performance generates national attention. Caitlin Clark continues to rule any arena she enters, whether it is on the court or the golf course. She may have received a warning from the WNBA, but the true message has already been delivered and is very clear. Caitlin Clark is not going to slow down. She has only just begun. How do you feel about Caitlin Clark being warned by the WNBA? Was it reasonable or totally superfluous? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. I promise you that this tale is far from over, so please hit the like button if you're rooting for Caitlin's adventure and remember to subscribe for weekly updates on the WNBA and Caitlin Clark. Everybody,